Hey, welcome to another episode of Politics and Wellness. I am your host, Captivating Christian, and of course, you guys are my co host this evening. Um, welcome. Hey, Patty Duke. Hey, Kiss Favor number one. How are you? And everybody in the balcony here at Cap Hill at TCN TV. Welcome. All right. Um, What's new? Early voting has started in many places. Maryland, for one, started on Monday. So hopefully you're going out and doing that early if you haven't already mailed it in. But if you mailed it in, then, more power to you. And, hope your candidate wins. With that, it's great to see the turnout and the amount of people on the lines. The lines are extremely long. So please don't get discouraged by that because they are. Um, and I'm not sure if it's long because of the actual turnout of people or because they minimize the amount of polling places. Um, and that I think might be the issue for the extremely long lines, because I know here they only have four. And that's four as far as county-wide. So that would definitely limit uh, people's access and definitely make lines longer. But I am still encouraged seeing people um, definitely stand in line for their time to vote. Now, with that, of course, we have a new Supreme Court justice who I am deeply worried about because, again, it's not only just Roe v. Wade that stands kind of in the line of fire here. There is the Voting Rights Act that also could be gutted. There's the Affordable Care Act that can be gutted. There's a whole bunch of laws passed by, kind of statutes passed by the Supreme Court that can be gutted now that they have the supermajority in the Supreme Court right now. So all that is very worrisome for someone like me. I know the rest of you probably don't even follow it that much. So unless I, pay attention to this, some of you like, he ain't talked about it. So it really, it's not that important. But no, it is all very important, and it all plays a very important role in how this country moves forward. And it deals with everything from marriage equality to a whole bunch of other things. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at mail as it comes through my email, just making sure that I'm not missing anything as far as the notes are concerned. But I definitely wanted to get you guys' input and thoughts on how do you feel thus far? Is there anything, a question that you wanted to ask, a question that you thought of? Are you like me and ready for all this to be over? But it is still like Christmas. So, I mean, at the same time, I want it to be over, but it's still kind of fun. I do have some things to talk about. I do want to talk about, this won't be first, but it just popped fresh in my head. So I'll spit it out first, but it's not the first thing we'll talk about. There was an incident with a YouTuber in Scottsdale, Arizona, with a man of Asian descent, basically questioning him being in that area. I'll play the video clip as well, so you guys could see that if you didn't see it. That definitely, it didn't surprise me because we've always known that there was definitely some racial tension, even in a group that is a minority in and of itself, which is not surprising. But 2020 has, when people say 2020 eyesight is the best, 2020 has definitely unveiled a lot of things some for the good, some for the bad. And I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know how to think about it, even word it. I also came across, and I don't have a clip of this video, but I did come across, hey, Just Jess, hey, Nate, hey, everybody, hey, Antonio. I did come across a video of this man, and I think if I can pull it up while I'm searching for this stuff, I'll play it for you as well. Young black man questioning other voters on why they would vote for Joe Biden. I thought that was interesting because, of course, we know that Russia has been pushing out propaganda, and it does not only consist of internet. They have been paying a lot of people on the ground to question, to have you question why you're voting for this one, why vote for that one. And my thing, and I guess I'll start with that because that's the most disturbing for me, that we as a people can look at not even past, we're going to talk about present day, like from May, March, wherever, that we can look at all of that and really give this man a pass to be president again is ridiculous to me as a black man, first and foremost. Like, I really can't even put my whole thought around that. I was, because my best friend had sent it to me, and he was like, "Is this true?" And I was like, you know what? That's funny that everybody always asks, or the questions are always, well, he's been in politics for 30, 40 some odd years. Put a pin in that. Yes, he's been in politics for a long time, and so have a lot of other people. But the difference is that he's been the senator for Delaware, right? And the only people that can speak about his lack of leadership or his lack of ability to govern in any capacity mainly would be the people of Delaware. So if you don't live in the state of Delaware, then you don't have much to say about the record of Joe Biden because you don't live in the state in which he represents, right? So that part, I texted him real quick, that part, and was like, that's foolish to me. But people do it. They could, well, he's been in politics for 30, 40 some odd years. Yeah, he's a lifetime politician, just like the rest of these people. And nobody gets a pass because they're on both sides. I think, we just need to do a overhaul of pretty much everybody and start afresh. People with no kind of, no kind of baggage for anybody to, oh, well, we got to protect these people. No, I just want somebody fresh, clean, knows what they're doing. Please, don't misquote me. Definitely someone who is familiar with politics and has governed, but maybe on the level of a mayor, city council, somewhere along those lines. I can work with that. What I can't work with is definitely what we have right now at this present time. At this present time, it's a bit much, even for me. So I went on to further on to say, I don't understand it. I really don't. And the fact that as a black man myself, that I could fully and confidently say, you know what? Yeah, why would I? Why not vote for Trump? What's wrong with Trump? All that I've seen thus far. I mean, I just don't. I don't get it. Like Van Jones, for example. Now, he was a part of Obama's administration. Personally, I think he leans more to the right anyway. He doesn't definitely, he sees himself as black when it's necessary, but then he'll see himself as someone who's married or likes, the others as far as dating and marriage a little more, and he'll lean to that side too, depending. So, and I bring him up for this prime example. He said recently in CNN thing that, because he always has to occasionally big up the president, that uh, Trump has done many things for Black people. And then you're like, okay, well, what has he done? And he's like, oh, well, he did the prison reform. Pinning that, no, he did not. Obama started prison reform, okay? All he did was continue it. So it wasn't like it was something that they kind of drafted up together. Van Jones helped Obama start that plan. So all Van Jones did was come on board. All they did was ask him to come on board and, of course, be the token spokesperson for the Criminal Rights Act or whatever it's called, right? So he just told him along to kind of be that spokesperson, and then, oh yeah, he's done so much. So then he talks about historically Black colleges and universities. Put a pin in that. And then you're like, did he really do that? No, he didn't do shit for historically Black colleges and universities. To be very clear, all he did was, again, extend Obama's plan. So whatever Obama had a 10-year plan, a certain amount of millions of dollars for a 10-year plan, when it expired, because Obama was in office for only 8 years, right? So let's do the math. When the plan expired, all he did was restart the plan. He did not increase funding. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. I know it's only a small group of us, but I like this because we get to really talk and really get into it. Hey, Kim K, how you doing? And anybody, hey, Shay, how are you? Anybody else that came in the room? Hey, didn't see you. But anyway, let me get back. So, of course, they'll say, oh, well, he's done for, historically Black colleges and universities. No, he did not. All he did was extend the money that the Obama administration gave them. That's it. Not a penny more, not a penny less. That's all he did. As far as anything else, pardoning a couple of people of color, I mean, that's for show. Granted, I'm happy that the Black woman the grandmother got to go home to her grandkids, her great grandkids, how many of her family, cousins, all that. That's great. Great. More power to you. Even to the man that he pardoned in the White House during the whole Republican convention thing. Great. But again, all for show, right? Let's put everything in context. That's all for show. Because my problem with that and the Joneses and just the Raquans on the street that will sit there and tell you, well, why are you voting for Biden? The Democratic Party ain't done nothing for us but put us where we are right now. No, that's not necessarily true. Because we have to take blame. We got to take blame too. We can't just really, when it's convenient to say, oh, well, look, they've done this and they've left us like this. No, we've done it too. We've sat comfortably and just, oh, okay, well, maybe if I put this one in office, they'll do something about this problem. Instead of us tackling the problem and saying, hey, here, listen, we've been dealing with this problem head on. And if you don't seem to want to handle it and really do what we need you to do after we can't do no more, we putting it in your hands, then the next move is, okay, we'll get you out and put somebody in who will keep this thing moving. Right. But yeah, I get that. We pray for peace and change, but prayer without works is dead. The Bible even says it. And, we get to a comfortable place where we just praying and praying and praying, praying and praying and praying. I mean, we got knee pads and elbow pads and all that to prove how hard we've been praying for change and peace, but not putting in the work for the change and peace to come. So that part is ours. That part, definitely ours. But as a but as a race, as a people, just stepping back even from the political atmosphere, just looking at all that has happened, that I can sit here and be okay with someone basically giving a green light to the police. Hey, anytime you encounter someone like me, and they're aggressive, you handle them any way you see fit, because we will protect you. Yeah, we may have to charge you. Yeah, you may have to sit in jail for a couple of months. But eventually, when it dies down, we're going to come back while everybody's on to the next thing. We're going to come back. We're going to drop some of those charges. We're going to bail you out, because while you're sitting in there, what's going to happen? We're stacking up all this money for you. So, and we got these Christian groups, okay, same Christian groups that will sit there and talk about some killing a fetus, or somebody's making a decision to, no, you know what? I don't want to be pregnant right now for whatever reason. I'm going to hold off. You'll prosecute that person, or you'll make that person make a choice. But someone who's actually murdered someone, oh, that's up for grabs. That's we'll fund that. We'll fund their defense. We'll fund them getting bailed out, because that's a different story. How, I don't know. You make it make sense. Hey, what's up, Sam? I am. What's going on, sir? So I'm really just like, at this point, I'm up here. I'm just through the roof. So I'm listening, and I'm just like, this is the problem. Like, everyone is talking a good game, but no one's really educated on how things work. Who's really in charge? We seem to think, oh yeah, hey, oh yeah, that's right, Antonio too, and their love for animals. Yeah, I forgot about that. Who's really in charge? Who's really running what and when and where? That's a huge problem that we have in our community, and the fact that we even have to have a discussion or even a dialogue, so to speak, with someone where you're thinking, well, dogs, you've encountered the police far more than I have, so you definitely should be on the side of some kind of reform for police, because I'm sure you've encountered more injustices dealing with the police than I have. So then I'm lost. Hey, Lisa's Journey, how are you? Right. You kill a dog, you going to jail. So the whole system is just really crazy. And the part that kills me the most is the group of us that are in the community, really in there and trying to at least educate those who may not be as educated on the basics. I'm not trying to take you to school, but I'm really just giving you the basics so you understand, oh, okay, I didn't know it worked like that. Cool. No, you trying to tell me, and I'm looking at you like, yeah, sir, like, you probably just came out of a center in which you had to encounter police brutality to a degree, and you're telling me you're okay with that. Again, because it's the lack of responsibility. If I don't have to take on responsibility and do what I have to do for my family, for myself, why not? Why not pass the buck on to somebody else? Why do I have to be responsible? Because you do. You're a grown person. You have to be responsible for you. And the sad part is a lot of us lack that. And it's hard to sit here and really have a dialogue with a lot of people, even though I got to do it. And I'm just getting this blank wall of, wow, you really think that? Seriously? Like, seriously. And then you go, well, have you ever taken a civics class? No, what's that? Have you ever did? No, what's that? I only went to school this one. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. I get it. I'm not knocking you. I'm just asking a question, because for you to have so much knowledge to tell me why you're not going to vote or why you're voting for Donald Trump, um, and for me to come back with you with actual figures to be like, well, actually, no, this was still this, that was that, and this is still, in effect. He didn't really change anything. All that is lip service. And the media plays a part in that too, because nobody is sitting up there saying, hey, you know what? No, that's not true. Actually, this is what happened. This is that, that's this. They kind of let him go, they let him go and he told another falsehood. Like, no, he told a lie, period. I don't know where we get this like lack of accountability because he is the president, in a sense, to almost not to shame him. I really don't get it. And maybe somebody could explain it to me, because I really don't get it. Because at any point, if he's wrong, he's wrong. So we need not to continue to, because this is sometimes the only education some people get as far as how the civic system works. Any of that is through either what they watch on TV or maybe who they watch on an outlet like YouTube or Facebook or whatever. So we have to be very mindful that what we're saying, yeah, part of it may be feeling, because you are allowed to have feeling, excuse me. But the main part of it is definitely based in facts. Okay? Based in total facts. Period. I can't really sit there and say, well, he's done great things on the environment. How? He's regulated everything back. And you could say, well, my 401ks look good. Okay, your 401ks look good for the moment. For the moment. I know that I bet they don't look so great now, but they looked great then. But that's how things work. If I got to pay more because of these regulations, if you let go of the regulations, I get to keep more money. So of course, everything's going to look good. That's like having a bank account and you paying monthly fees for maintenance on your money. What are they, cleaning it? What are they, ironing my dollars? I don't know, but it's a maintenance fee for your money, right? They put it through the washing machine every month. I don't know. So same thing. If they did away with that, you get that extra money. Wouldn't you start thinking, well, dang, this looks really nice. I'm really impressed. But then what happens? Lo and behold, something happens like a coronavirus. And where are we now? Your 401ks aren't looking so great. So now you going, well, what's going on? And he's literally threatening folks, hey, if you don't vote for me, your 401k is going to be gone. Now, for people who really are not, savvy to the point where they really know what a 401k is, they just had a job and got it because the job had it. The job said, we'll match it or we'll do this. And you just signed on to it. You don't really know what it is. Newsflash. It's a big whoop-de-doo. You give some money, the company will give you some money, they throw it in the stock market. If it goes up, yay. If it goes down, boo. Either way, they have some safety guards that'll safeguard some of your money, but not all of it. So you won't lose everything, but you could lose a big chunk of it, right? It's a gamble. It's like going to Vegas and doing a crapshoot, pretty much. So when these people who haven't really done this or don't know anything about it decided to get it because Trump talked about it and all this kind of stuff, and it was like, okay, well, I want to do it because I want to be rich like Trump. Mind you, he's of course wealthy than the average person, but to other wealthy people, he is not. He is a con. But we don't see that because what we've been shown It's Trump, the Apprentice show, the this, the that. Again, media, right? So we go through all this, and then you're like, well, he is making my money look good. And you can ignore the fact that those environmental regulations, you know where those plants are, where most of those regulations got pushed back? In neighborhoods of color in the South. So all them environmental regulations where they had to make sure the water that they were pushing out back into the lakes and rivers and water streams in these areas were clean, they no longer have to do that. And this has been months. This ain't just happening. This has been for months. Years even now, actually. So they get to push all them chemicals back. So of course now the communities are coming back. Cancer is on the rise. Other sicknesses on the rise. This is, of course, still dealing in COVID. We haven't skipped that yet. So again, when some of us are looking at our money and thinking, oh, well, it's looking great, please be mindful. It may have for a moment. It's not right now. And with the uncertainty of pretty much COVID, there's no guarantee for any of it. There's no guarantee for any of it. Because hell, if all of the workforce winds up getting sick, God forbid, who the hell is going to work? So then where's the stock market going? I mean, I just don't, like, I don't get it. It's, you can sit here and say, well, he's brought, and his argument, oh, he's risen jobs for Black people and other races. Not really, sir. When you were coming in, we were already on the uptick. It was already on the uptick, him coming in. That's how he was able to cut taxes and give big businesses the little extra surplus that they already had. Just here you go. And on top of that, the reason why some of us got that first little stimulus check for the coronavirus debacle was because that's left over from what was already sitting in the uptick. That's why they won't. That's why it's such a, I don't want to do that again, because Mitch McConnell knows if they do it again, everything will be exposed, and you'll start to see like, oh, okay, yeah, now we talking. Now we talking. You done gave all these extras to big businesses who have, of course, always been taking money. Trump himself taking money, still taking money. The same time, oh, I don't need this. I don't need this money. I don't use this salary. Bullshit. He sure does. He still does. He even charges taxpayers everywhere he goes, and still even has debts when he does these rallies, these spreader shits that he has. Still hasn't paid them. So I mean, like, what more evidence do we need to denounce this person as a leader? Now, I'm not saying, something, crazy, but I'm just saying, like, okay, he just cannot lead, period. Let it go. Bye-bye. You can sit over here. You can go lead a company, and all of your followers, whatever kind of media thing you plan on doing, you can go run that, and they can all go there. You can have Fox News Plus, okay, like a Disney Plus. You can have Fox News Plus, and it could be nothing but your face on TV all day, and people can swoon over your face. Because I really don't understand how a person who's been bankrupt so many times, and people could really sit there and say he's a good businessman. How? He's a good white person who happened to be in business. Yes, I'll give you that, because he's used his whiteness the way, some of you who have that privilege should have. You lose a whole bunch of money. You hum and drum with the people who have the money. You fake it till you make it. allow them to give you more money, even though you don't have the money to pay them back, and you keep working that system until you make it all the way to the White House. Perfect. I mean, that ain't gonna work for any of us, but it worked out perfect for him. And then you have people who have less than him sitting up here talking about something. Yeah, do away with it. Yeah, we hate this too. What do you mean? We hate Obamacare. How? Most of you have pre-existing conditions. Most of you are dealing with emphysema. Ain't that something? And all kinds of cancers, lung and throat and all types. I mean, some of y'all whole jaw gone from chewing tobacco and all types of craziness. All that's pre-existing. And by Friday, it won't exist. And for 4 years plus some, I'd say about 8. I give it a good 8. The Republicans have been screaming, oh yeah, let's do away with the Affordable Care Act. Excuse me. Do away with the Affordable Care Act. And everybody's like, why? But what's wrong with it? Everything's wrong with it. But it helps people with pre-existing conditions. Yeah, but it's for poor people. We only make up 13% of the population in this United States. So if we only make up 13, and y'all make up the majority for now, who would that be helping more? Hey, what's going on? I'm curious because it's just like that baffles me. It's like 1 + 1 = 2. Like, it's just that simple. If you say it helps poor people, right? So that would mean that all of the poor people would be covered, right? But if it's more of you than it is of us, that means it's helping somebody else more than it would be helping this measly little 13%. But okay, because again, that's the conditioning. The conditioning is they're poor, you're not, even though you live less than they do. Okay, and you get so mad at how they're living over here that you decided to bomb them, set it ablaze, act like nothing. It don't even be mentioned in the history books. It'd be like, what was that? Huh? Like, I mean, I am happy to see the shows that are, kind of being highlighted today, that actually expose the real thugs, the real white thugs for who they are. But yeah, that's the mindset though. It's like, we can't let them ever have a leg up on us. So much so that it is even in the psyche of the politician. When you ask about reparations and they go, well, what do you need that for? I mean, we could create programs that would give education and all this kind of stuff. And you're like, okay, cool. That sounds great. It does. It sounds great. But here's the issue. Not everybody will be able to benefit from those programs. Why? Because the programs will then have stipulations. So if you have a record of any kind, you may not be able to get that. So no, how about we cut all that? Okay, let's cut all that. Let's just give to give and say, you know what? Sorry, here you go. Now, what they do with it and how they choose to do it, that's none of your concern. That's really none of your concern. But again, it's that control thing that you can't quite let go because it's, well, what are they going to do if we give them this much money? What could they do? They could try to uprise and kill us all. I mean, it's the same thing that many Southerners thought about, releasing, even Northerners thought about releasing slaves. Like, but what are they going to do? What if they come up and attack us and try to take our land? You mean like the same thing y'all done to the native people that were here? And mind you, there were dark people already here when they got here. So I mean, I just don't get it. I really don't. I cannot, again, wrap my head around any of it. They're quick to say, well, we'll just have programs. We'll do programs. Okay, cool. But if everybody's not going to have access to the program, then what's the point of the program? If everybody's not going to get free education and then an actual career set up after they completed set education, what's the point of it? To say you did it? When we have recent history of these gangs coming in here destroying neighborhoods, recent, as far as early as the 80s, recent. And I ain't even talking about all the other stuff in the past. 80s and on. So I'm, like, we need not to play this game. But again, it's a mental thing. So I say all that to say this whole thing is crazy, right? It is. And we do need to have a better political system for ourselves. We do need to have an agenda that is focused solely on us, right? I agree, we do. But we need not to wait, okay, till this time. When we always do this. And this part irritates me the most. And I know I go back and forth with some people on YouTube about this, and they go, well, what does it matter? We're talking about it now because it's important. No, it was important 4 years ago. It was important 8 years ago. It was important 10 years ago. But we always wait till a presidential election to talk about, oh, I'm going to hold my vote because I feel that, they're not doing nothing for the community. Said what? What are you talking about? But were you concerned 8 years ago when they wasn't doing nothing for the community? I think not. Were you concerned 10 years ago when they still wasn't doing shit for the community? No. Now, granted, yeah, don't get me wrong. I appreciate your wokeness. I appreciate the fact that you hit the alarm snooze and you actually got your ass up and you're wide awake and you see what's going on. I applaud that. That I applaud. But what I don't applaud is the fact that you trying to act like now because you done wiped the crust out of your eye and woke up that everybody needs to be on the same time of wake up that you're on. Nah, you can hold that. You got that. You definitely got that. Because it's cool to pay attention and be focused and you could have, done some other stuff and like, no, now I'm really focused because of all these people that have died, and no disrespect to the George Floyds and everybody else, but countless of our brothers and sisters have died at the hands of the police. During Obama's presidency, the Tamir Rices, the Michael Browns, during George W. Bush, you even had the person who's on the ballot in some states talking about George Bush doesn't care about black people, as Katrina was underwater and people were sitting on roofs trying to live, and he's flying over New Orleans. George W. Bush don't care about black people. Oh, but Donald Trump does? Yeah, okay, I'll wait. Yeah, the same man who wanted to kill 5 teenagers for a rape they didn't commit. Kill them, not arrest them and keep them in jail. He wanted them to get the death penalty and wrote tons of times, at least 5, and had a personal relationship with the governor and the mayor of New York City and would write them personally and call them personally to make sure that they pushed for the death penalty for these 5 innocent black teenagers. And let's even talk about, if we're going to even talk about the stuff done, let's talk about the small business pay this small business, not a payback loan that he's done that was supposed to help small businesses. Saying, yeah, that okay. um a lot of people have been using it crookedly and saying they lost a lot more money than they did, or even they was making a whole bunch of business and having to pay back a lot of money. But that's a whole nother story. But my point in even bringing that up is a lot of these big businesses broke up their business so they can apply for the small business loans. And they were getting millions of dollars. Not the small business mom and pops, the barbershops that people still have not received that. Not them, but the others. And that's the part that is crazy. Again, where in which the people who need the loans and the money, who have a trucking company, just trying to make ends meet, is just them, two trucks, and they have an employee and they haven't been able to receive anything. Those are the people that need it. But yet you have the people like CVS breaking up their whole company so they can get a piece of the pie. You have Walmart breaking up some of Walmart and putting, here's a company here, we can slide this in and we'll apply. For what? You're making tons of money already, on top of the fact that it's a pandemic and your stores are still open. And then, let's not even go to the church. Dear God. Yeah, okay, so you want your parishioners to go to church. And granted, people say, well, if you could go to the store, you could go to the church. It's the same thing. What's the difference? I get you. I hear you. And that part, I'm not arguing, because that part is like, yeah, I guess, tomato. My issue is with these television churches, the television preachers that are like, hey, no, you should be in church and give your money here to the Lord and give your stimulus check to the Lord. Them folks, can them. Because them same television ministers should be out here giving out food to food banks because they're depleted. Buying groceries for a lot of their parishioners because some of them are about to be kicked off of food stamps, thanks to the beloved president that you love so much. So if you're not doing that, you mainly just need to keep your mouth closed. And I really don't, I don't rock with that whole evangelical whiteness of Jesus. I just can't. It don't rock well with me. But to each his own. I'm just saying, personally, if your parishioners are walking or taking the bus and or Uber and or Lyft and a taxi or whatever, and you rolling up in a Cadillac, there's a problem. There's a problem when you're making tons of money. There's a huge problem. Huge. Especially when it's tax-free. So I'm trying to figure out. Especially when the Lord is telling you to get you a G5 or a G6, whatever the damn jet is. And you're telling the parishioners, y'all gonna help me pay for this because the Lord said so. Like, you can't come out your own damn pocket and buy it yourself. No, but you can't do that because you know why? Because then you'll have to be taxed for it. So if you get them to buy it for you, you put it on as part of the business. Again, it's a business. Don't get entangled. Don't have your faith in God entangled in a business. Please, your personal relationship is just that, a personal relationship. And please make sure we keep it personal. Because a lot of these people are in it for the business, because it is a thriving business that is tax-free for them. So please do not go off, giving your hard-earned whatever it may be, in hopes and prayers for some kind of deliverance, while this person is really sitting pretty, promoting the things that you necessarily don't agree with wholeheartedly. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. I'm just saying, please don't do it. But anyway, we get to this disturbing video real quick. Bear with me. So apparently, story behind it, this young man was filming something for his YouTube channel, and he encountered a fellow resident. And this is what it looked like.
What's the issue? What's up? Why are you coming over here?
I just want to see what you guys are taking pictures of.
Why is it your business?
You know what? This is my home.
Okay, mine too. Why are you taking pictures
Where
of
do
me?
you live?
I live in Scottsdale. Why are you taking pictures of me?
Michigan plates?
Yeah. Why are you taking pictures of me?
Well, you know what? We've had problems here.
I don't care. You don't know me. Why are you taking pictures of me? And I don't know you. Do you know a lot of white men are doing racist things in this world, sir?
No.
You don't know that? You're not aware
I'm
of
a
that?
racist.
You are a racist.
I'm a racist.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay? So
what's
the
your
issue?
point? Why are you here?
Because this is a no nigger zone.
Not really.
Oh, is it?
Not really, sir.
Tell me.
This not a not nigger. No niggers on. I'm here. And what
But
I'm
you
about to
don't
do,
live here.
what I'm
But
about
you
to
don't
do,
live here.
I do. I stay here. What I'm about to do,
Yeah.
me and my friend, we about to record our videos,
Okay,
and you not gonna do a motherfucking thing about it. Y'all hear me?
that's fine.
You
I'll
not
tell you
gonna do
what do you
a
want to hear me say?
motherfucking thing. I don't want to hear you say nothing.
Oh, I'll tell you what, though.
You just not gonna do another motherfucking thing. So,
What?
as y'all see,
Your
can't keep the
filming
camera.
doesn't stop
Yeah.
me from doing things.
It doesn't mean shit. I'm about to record my video,
Okay,
and this bitch ass nigga not gonna do anything,
okay.
and let you try to touch me. Let you try to touch him.
Well, I wouldn't touch
Let you already disrespecting me. Can you step back a little bit? I feel like you
I
harming.
think we are 6 feet.
Yeah, no. I need you to step back. So don't listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm gonna lay your bitch ass down. It's okay. I'm gonna lay you down. I'm gonna lay you down.
You are?
Yeah. So
You ain't.
just stay where you at.
You ain't man enough.
It's okay. You don't gotta think I'm man enough, my baby. Yeah, just keep it walking. And it's gonna be like that today, y'all. I hope y'all seen all of that. I am a famous YouTuber. This is actually
Yeah, so that's pretty much the end of that. And on so many levels, that was totally crazy. Yeah, I did read the article. That's what I was going to say, that he had gotten fired. But my issue with the whole thing, even with him getting fired, is that we already know somebody else is going to hire him. So, and this is the kind of atmosphere that is being bred here, even with the GoFundMe's and the Christian community, or the alt-right Christian group, raising money for people like Derek Chopin to get the $1 million he needed for bail. So now all of the former police officers who were involved in the death of George Floyd are released. And Derek happens to not even be in the state because of his safety. So, you know, there's a lot that happens behind the scenes once the protests have stopped. We even have Ahmaud Arbery's killers trying to drop charges. So trust me, a lot is going on behind the scenes. Once, you know, the big name people who like to run because they know the cameras are going to be there and show face and show, yeah, we down for the cause. Yeah, we here. Look at us. Yep. Yeah, we paid for a flower. We paid for the funeral costs and all that, but we down here. Once all that goes away, them people that are charged them lawyers start, hey, can we drop this charge? Can we get rid of this charge? How about this? And a lot of them judges have been okaying dropping charges. Okay. So know that when a trial actually starts and you only hear about, well, it's these charges because this wouldn't be able to be proven. No. Please note that the lawyers have been working overtime while it was quiet time. Okay. Before trial date comes, they've been working to drop a lot of these charges. Hey, do we really want to consider this to be a hate crime? he was actually in that gentleman's on that gentleman's property. Was that really a hate crime though? I mean, stuff like they're really having this discussion. And granted, sometimes the judge is like, nope, it's staying the way it is. Some judges are considering. So we need to be mindful that, we're not out of the woods. This just because, again, they're giving charges don't mean that they're sticking all the way through. They're giving charges just so this can happen. We could stop the fussing, we could stop the protest, and we can go on about our lives thinking justice has been served or justice has been delivered. When actuality, justice ain't no. Justice ain't go nowhere. Justice just showed up and said hi. That's it, and that's all. Nothing else has been done other than the people. Well, those people that killed Ahmaud Arbery, they happen to still be in jail, thank God. But again, like I said, the police officers are walking free now. So, I mean, of course, they have to sign clauses that they won't leave the state and so on and so forth. But, we'll see what happens when trial comes. But everybody was copping he was resisting and this, that, and the other. They will throw everything they can to remove any kind of charges from them. And even the charges that they're facing, like the cops, it's like 5 years max. That's a sweet deal considering that the warrant, the officer who's in charge of why can't I get the words out? The correctional officer captain who was actually in charge of Derek Chopin's detail got rid of all the officers of color on his detail. He had nothing but white folks, nothing but white men protecting him the whole time. So you mean to tell me with that kind of security and protection for 5 years, 2.5 probably at the most, he won't be able to or they as a group won't be able to just be okay? So, I mean, make it make sense. It's like enough. But we cannot do much just sitting on the sidelines. We have to get in the system. And we can't sit here and really talk about, well, this one's been in politics for so and so years and ain't really done nothing. This one is all right, so you get in it. That's the thing, though. That's the thing. Everybody can talk about who or what somebody has done or didn't do, but you say, well, you get in it. No, that ain't for me. But you speak on it so eloquently like it is for you. So why don't you get in it? Because, again, it's not that easy. It's really not. It's really not. I mean, right, till this day, right now, the Texas Supreme Court is talking about the drop-off ballots. They are lighting drop-off ballot boxes on fire in California. Now, you can think it's the radical Democrats if you want to. You'd be lying to yourself. They are creating fake ones. They are creating fake ballot boxes. They are setting them on fire. They are doing the most right now. The absolute most. You got Lady G over in South Carolina about to lose his whole panty line because he did not believe that this race would be this close. Because he's kissed Donald Trump's orange behind so much that he just thought it was a pure shoo-in. But it just shows the amount and the power of our presence that we have when we really do show up. And this is the thing that I want people to see. It's not about voting for a Democrat. It's just about voting. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not even about voting for, don't vote for him or vote for him. I'm not even going there. It's about voting for me. Because there is power in your vote. And they know it. And the fact that they keep telling you that is not, and you keep believing it, it helps them. It helps them. I mean, Lindsey Graham is shaking. Every day he gets on Tucker Carlson's show towards the end of his show and begs for money. I never seen a state senator, excuse me, beg for so much money. You got me choking. Yeah, like I'm sure Lindsey Graham's sex dates don't beg as much as Lindsey Graham has been begging. Lady G has been begging so much, it's pathetic. Like I look at him now and I just be like shaking my head like, damn, it must really suck to have kissed up to the ass of the president for 4 years now, went along with everything he told you to. You bit the bullet and went against your own friend on his deathbed, all that stuff. You would never think that he was best friends with John McCain ever. And I don't care what you say. No way you could tell me that Lady G's old fruity tooty ass was ever best friends with John McCain ever. I give it up. No way. That he is now in a place where he has to beg for money. It's so bad that even the president know that he may not win because the president won't even go down. I know, loose booty G. The president won't even go down to South Carolina. He sends Pence. And Pence is, I mean, you know, I guess the girls got to hang out, but because he's another one. Have you seen that picture of him back in the day looking like some old fruity Twinkie? He looks like a Twinkie. It's a picture, I guess, before he got the beard and they, you know, created a family. But he looks suspect too. He had the little surfer boy choker thing around his neck. He looked, yeah, like every bit. Yeah, he looked crazy. But yeah, I just don't, you know, I just want people to vote your conscience. That's all I can say. If you actually feel confident as a person of color to go outside your door and know and feel confident you're going to come home safely without encountering the police, or if you have sons or daughters and you don't worry about them at night when they go to the store or to go hang out with friends or whatever they're doing, then cool. Then great. But there's no way. I cannot turn on another TV. I cannot see another ad of any kind with police. That's right now going on in Philly right now for the man that, you know, came after the police with a knife of some sort. But you could clearly tell he had mental issues, right? And yeah, I get it. You're gonna shoot him, but you couldn't tase the mofo first. Like y'all not trained in tactical takedowns. Like, are we just trained to just stop and kill? Like I really don't. I really don't get it. I just want to let everyone know I'm not bottom shaming, but it's Lindsey Graham. No, it is Lindsey Graham. I get it. I'm not. I totally get it. Trust me. Hey, Lady G. I can't. I'm done with Lady G. I really, after his whole comment that Black Americans can freely walk around South Carolina. Let me get it right. Black Americans can freely walk around the state of South Carolina as long as you're not liberal and that you're conservative. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't really know what it meant, but he said it out of his own mouth. Like we could freely walk around. Oh, yes, the boss. Oh, thank you, master. We can walk around. Yeah, thanks. Like, what the hell are we talking about in 2020? Walk around South Carolina. Well, gee, thank you, Lady G, for letting us know that we can walk around. I don't know. All I'm asking, but please just vote, people. Vote. That's all you have to do is vote. I can't do any more of this. I mean, we're now at a point COVID is not even being talked about because he doesn't like to see the numbers. So that means people will die, you won't know it. People will be infected and you won't know it because we want to just not talk about it anymore and just get back to whatever and just cover it up. His whole life is a big cover up. This is what I don't understand. This works well for him. Cover it up. Pay off who you need to pay off to keep them quiet. Keep the story quiet. Don't talk about this. Don't talk about that. But yet we still are in a place where people who are laid off from their jobs may not even have a job to go back to, which would still spike unemployment. I just left the mall not too long ago. You can't even really go into the mall like you used to and go into the stores and stuff like that. They're like people outside like, okay, how many people was in there? 5. Okay, let the next 5 go. So I mean, what normal are we talking about? Because if you think you about to do a normal Christmas shopping like you used to and walk up and down, and so I'm just, I really just don't. I would prefer to have someone who's definitely willing to sit down and listen to really tackle a situation instead of someone who is just in it for what it looks like. I mean, this fool had nerve to just recently say, I think it was earlier today, that he felt like Superman after he had COVID. We're at 230,000 people dying from COVID. And what you could say to those people who possibly could get infected from your orange ass is, you felt like Superman after getting infected? Like, this is the basic level of an I'm so intelligent, I have a very intelligent brain type of, like, what? I mean, I don't get it. 1 minute you mad because this person is of color and he's extremely smart. You feel like he talked down to you or he was too smart to be black. So then we went from one extreme of an intelligent, articulate, and I hate when people say that, articulate, well, what are you supposed to be? I mean, to a Neanderthal, chauvinistic, sloppy, fat pig. And we praise that as somebody who's, he's great, with a wife who's spread eagle more times on Playboy than she's probably spread eagle for her own husband. But we supposed to what? Idolize that? I can't. Like, I just can't. I can't. And then you saw the picture. There was a picture floating around of them voting. And he's actually, which is illegal, okay? He is linked over his voting ballot thing, looking to see who she votes for. That's illegal. But the type of stuff that we deal with is like, it's okay. It's just him poking fun. It's not him poking fun. It's serious. Like, it's serious. It's him pushing the boundaries because he can. Because you're not going to check him on it. You're not going to check his whiteness over him actually leaning over the voting divider to see who Melania was voting for. And the simple fact of the matter is, if he had to do that to see who she was voting for, he already knows in and of himself he's not capable for the job. If he's leaning over looking at her ass to see who she's voting for. That's just straight fact. Like, Negro, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You know you don't even know what the fuck you're doing. So how about you just... I'm not with you, Nate. I'm really not. I'm really not. She probably did. She wrote... no, she probably checked Biden and Harris. Kamala. She probably did. That's probably why she disappeared and they got a body double for her now. He probably locked her ass up. But I mean, it's just ridiculous. At this point, enough's enough. I can't with this man. I can't with the people who support him uneducatingly. And yeah, that's right. I said it. I really, I can't. I mean, it's one thing to really, feel how you feel. Like, oh yeah, I like his macho, ignorant, you know, I don't care. I'm not apologizing. That's that old dumb macho shit. Like real men apologize. Real men can admit that they're sorry if they or apologize when they've done something wrong or when they've wronged someone, or can have empathy and sympathy for people that may be less than them. That's real manhood. Real manhood is not walking around with your little ass penis thinking that, oh yeah, I'm a man because I have one. Like, no, sorry. That doesn't make you it makes you a man by biology, it makes you a man that way, but as far as carrying yourself as an actual man, it does not. No, sorry. So but again, that's a lot of the street mentality too, that oh, I gotta be around here throwing this thing around and impregnating who I can, and so my seeds can live on. Live on to what? Live on to what? You ain't had a job since the job had you, which is never. So what are you leaving? These precious offspring of yours. What are you leaving? At the end of the day, truth be told, Trump probably ain't leaving his kids a goddamn thing. Because he's probably spent it all. They probably are bankrupt. The way they've been charging the Secret Service and the United States taxpayers off of this every time they go to a hotel, and a hotel owned by Trump, mind you, or anytime they do anything, good luck. Like, good luck. Good luck. I think the only person that's going to be able to come out with a little bit of change is Ivanka and her gay ass husband, Jared. Because, yeah, they've been all that, oh, China is this, China that, China this, China that. Fuck that shit. He has definitely been, they've been secretly getting patterns from China, getting all kinds of licensing deals from China. So when he starts talking, oh, China's our adversary. Yeah, at the same time, China's the adversary. You come on back and oh, that was just for TV. Can we make a deal? Come on, please. He's crooked. Trump ass broke. Yes, Sabrina, he is broke as shit. He definitely is broke. But anyway, that's all the time I have, guys. Hopefully you guys have a great night. But anyway, before I go, though, please make sure you got any comments, questions, or concerns that I probably didn't address, that you want to ask or you want to add or let people know. Please put it down now. Also, too, this Friday night will be the nightcap, so please make sure you tune into that. That's totally different from this. That is more adult, talking about adult stuff. And make sure you bring your nightcap and whatever that is. I mean, it could be brown stuff, it could be clear stuff, or it could just be juice or wine or whatever it is. But make sure you bring it. Antonio said yes, please join us. But definitely please make sure you join us for the nightcap on Friday night, like 11:45 ish, 12 o'clock ish. Not for long, but just for some grown folks talk. Just something different from the politics stuff that I do on the daily. But this stuff is very important. He talking about stuff, I'll bring the toys. We're not doing toys this week. We did toys last week. So, and two, there are 2 episodes already up on my channel. So if you're interested or curious to what the nightcap is about, please be sure to check it out. It's called the Nightcap. One, I will say, yeah, be prepared for a different atmosphere. So you may be a little shocked a little bit, but let it just like a shocker, and then just roll with it after that. But definitely check it out. Great conversation. Antonio's cool always when we get together, and we may have a special guest. Last week we had Sabrina on, and it was interesting. That's all I can say. So, yeah. And for other friends in the chat, you may be next. So if you get a phone call, you better answer this goddamn phone, and she know who I'm talking to. Yeah, so definitely check that out. Also, if you haven't voted, early voting has started. Like I said, if you're here in Maryland, it has started on Monday. I know other places it has started already. It's usually only for a week up until general election, which is on November 3rd. If you're waiting till November 3rd, I would suggest that you don't. But if you have no choice, or whatever, your decision is for waiting, and you're waiting for November 3rd to vote, just be careful and be safe. I would suggest you vote now because it's already lines. So if you're thinking, oh, well, it's because it's lines now, it's going to be lines on November 3rd as well. So just get it out the way. Do it early if you can. Mail it in if you feel comfortable doing that, or dropping it off at a ballot box or at your local headquarters office. They have Democratic offices that pop up in the neighborhood around this time, and they also have Republican offices and stuff that you can drop your ballot off at. Christian, what county are you in Maryland? I strongly consider moving to Prince George County. Not a phone call. That would be giving too much information, but I am on the west part of Maryland. Yeah. Prince George County is cool. It's not too far away from me. What'd you say? Oop, not on a phone call. Yeah, she's like a big sister. It's not that. Listen, what my YouTube wifey is, she's a big sister. Okay, so you can woosah. It's okay. Don't wait till the last minute. Yeah, please don't wait till the last minute. Try not to wait till the last minute. These are important times. All the times have been important, but this is most problematic because of all that we have here. Again, we have a president who is pushing martial law, and not for everyone, just for people of color. Not to mention, fronting that the Black Lives Matter movement against police brutality is a hate group. Like, are we serious? And we had a 17-year-old boy with an AK, whatever, a semi-automatic rifle, shoot 2 people, and you won't consider that group a hate group, but you'll consider people protesting against police brutality a hate group. I am so like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get him. I don't get it. I just don't. Like, it's crazy. What'd you say? When I voted, folks were only from 1 and 2 on the line. Yeah, no, it's crazy here where I am. The line was long, but it was encouraging. Probably Montgomery County. That you were going to move to, or are you guessing where I am? You're close. Oh, you off on Friday? Okay, that's fine then. You off on Friday? Okay, that works. Yeah, I know. I mean, people try to the BS is the BS, but still, we still gotta you have to not let it discourage you, because that's what they want. They win that way, and they know it. The only thing is, a lot of us didn't know it, and we still don't know it, and we still promote a lot of their stuff. We still promote stuff like, well, why are you voting for Biden? What has he done? He's been a lifelong politician. Do you live in the state of Delaware? Like, no. How would you know what Joe Biden has done for the state of Delaware? Only people who live in Delaware would know what Joe Biden has done or has not done for the state of Delaware. Now, him being vice president, again, you don't really Do you know of any policies Mike Pence has pushed forth that Donald Trump has said, oh, yeah, that's a great policy. Go ahead, Pence, push it through. But the coronavirus pandemic task force, you know the only reason why he gave that shit to him? Because if it failed, he could blame him. That's it. He didn't give it to him because he trusted that he would be able to do a good job. He gave it to him, and well, if he fucks this up, I'm blaming it squarely on him. That's why he gave it to him. When I tell people change their vote, they try to look to him, half truths and whole lies. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Very, very, very true. So, don't believe the hype. This man has not done a great deal for African Americans since Abraham Lincoln. And he has not. Some people have tried to do some great things, but we didn't support it. So, I mean, because right off the bat, it wasn't looking like us. They wasn't coming with truckloads of whatever and dropping it in the community. Okay. President still got to go through, states are singularly like little United States. So the president still has to kind of go through a channel, still has to go to the governor and da-da-da-da-da. Because again, like I've always told you guys, the governors could always say, we like this program, but because you're a Democrat and I'm a Republican, we're going to just take this little bit of your program and we're going to throw away the rest. You wouldn't know that. You'd be thinking, oh, this program is trash. Oh, I can't stand these politicians. Why they give us these horrible programs? No, your governor was like, you know what? We'll make it work for us and make him look bad. So we'll use this part of the program, but we won't use that part. Because, states have that right. They have the right to pick and choose what they want to use. Everything, although it may be the law across the land entirely for everybody, the states can still choose, well, we could take on that, but the stipulation is this. Just like with Roe v. Wade, for right now, abortions are legal across these United States, but by Friday, it could be different. But I say that because a prime example, like Texas. Texas has gutted the kind of Roe v. Wade Protection Act for women to have abortions to make it harder for women to have abortions. The doctor and the clinic, they kind of have to be within certain radius from one another, which kicks a lot of people out from trying to actually vote. So, it's a lot. It's really a lot. Hey. I am no longer receiving any notifications that will cut your report. Oh, sorry to hear that. I mean, I'm not surprised though. Probably because what I talk about mostly is not in the algorithm. So they just be like, oh, whatever. But it is what it is. I ain't gonna stop. So the little bit of chump change or the little bit of views they give me, I thank you all. That way people can actually see it and learn something. And that's what's most important. All the other stuff is really unimportant. I do it because this is what I like to do, what I like to talk about mostly. And again, it's about knowing and growing and learning. So, yeah, that's what it's all about. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. They made it illegal to turn away. Yeah, they did. They just did that in Texas. They made it legal to turn away same-sex couples from adopting. And that's a whole nother thing. It's like, okay, but if you can show that they are productive, they have the finances to take care of the child, and all that, what's the big, it's not like raising a child will turn the child same-sex loving. That's just ridiculous. I mean, if that was the case, you might as well check a lot of the heterosexual couples because they're the ones that made a lot of people who are a part of the LGBTQ community, alphabet soup. So I mean, that really makes no sense. But it's all good. Like I said again, everybody have a great night. Thank you so much for your participation. Thank you so much for tuning in. And please don't forget to tune in Thursday for the gentleman's panel that will be on Official King's Pain. Yeah, the Official King Pain. It will be on his channel this Thursday. And be sure to have a lit situation over there. And like I said, Friday will be the nightcap. So, and then after that, I'll be, kind of taking my 2-day, 3-day break. Well, 2-day break, because then my Sunday night gets started for Monday. So, yeah, just try to take a breather a little bit. But good night, everyone. Thank you again. And that's all I have. Thank you to my moderators, Brother Nate, Just Jess. Thank you guys so much for holding down the fort. And Antonio, I will see you on Friday. Yes, Lynn T, you would have to catch the replay, but thank you so much for stopping through. I always appreciate you coming through. And to all the content creators, Tita Talks, love you, love you, love you. Thank you so much for stopping in. It's always a pleasure to see you. And to whomever else may watch the replay, thank you so much for stopping in and watching. And until next time, have a blessed night and see you around these YouTube streets.